What's up, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy, and today I'm going to be doing a video on kind of a bunch of different things. I kind of don't really know what I'm going to call this video yet because I'm going to be mainly talking about like attitudes of some players and kind of like talking to you guys about a couple stories that happened to me when I played Magic recently. And it's kind of just going to be like a real talk, just kind of like me being open and honest and just talking to you guys. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I played Magic on Saturday, a couple of days ago. I went to an intro pack tournament, which, by the way, I'm literally awful at sealed. Like, I'm the worst at sealed. I built a black-red kind of deck. It was actually really not that bad. I'm getting better at it. I went like 1-3, but I'm really bad at sealed, moral of the story. So anyways, so I played sealed, and I had some downtime, whatever, and then I played modern late at night. And when I was playing sealed, there was this guy who has not been super nice to me. He just has an attitude problem, and I'm sitting down and we're sitting next to each other. We're getting ready to start our game, and I have my playmat out. I have the Tassipur playmat, which I'll link below because it's actually the cutest thing in existence. It's really adorable. Basically, and so I'm dating, my boyfriend Zane is an established Magic player. He is a very, very good Magic player, and everyone in he works at the card store that I go to, and everyone knows him there. Like, he's well known in that community. So basically, the guy that is sitting next to me looks over at my playmat and says, "Is that Zane's playmat?" And I look over at him and I was like, "No, it's mine." And I kind of just tried to like make the conversation like light after that, but I said pretty firmly, "No, this is my playmat." And that was that story, and it just made me like annoyed that, okay, we're gonna get into that thing later. I'll talk about that with another story. Second thing that happened, when I was playing Modern, my first game that I played, I was playing against Scapeshift, and it was a deck that, actually, it was the first time I ever played against a Scapeshift deck. If you don't know what it does, I'll link a sample deck list down below. Okay, so basically I'm playing against it, and there's people who are, watching our game, which, I said this before, I don't care if you watch my game, I really don't. It doesn't stop me from playing, but the thing that really annoyed me is that the people were being mildly distracting. They were standing around, they were pointing at the cards in his hand, they were laughing, they were giggling, they were talking to each other, they were being obnoxious, basically. Okay, if you're watching my game, you can't do that. You need to be focused, and you need to be like, I'm gonna play my game, and it's just gonna be the two of us. You need to just stop talking. You need to just not do anything like that. It's rude, and it's distracting, it's very unprofessional. And, it was just annoying, and I was like, you can't do something like that. And the guy, once he had his friends around, was pretty obnoxious, pretty rude to me. My second and third game, I really wasn't drawing a lot of lands. I really wasn't doing anything, which was really unfortunate. I was like stuck on a land for a while, and then I had 2 lands, and it was just pretty miserable, and I really just wasn't able to do anything. And like, I am very calm and I'm very serious when I play, and it's not to say I'm like totally, I don't know, like, what's the word? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but that was another thing that just really annoyed me, and I was like, it's just, I really want to hear your feedback on like all this stuff, especially something like that. Like, what do you think of that? Do you mind when people watch? If so, how do they act? That's something I'm really curious about to see, with your experiences. Okay, and the third thing that happened, and this was kind of the thing that didn't really make me mad at the time because I was a little tired, but, it ended up, I did end up, realizing afterwards how sexist and rude this guy was. So, I'm standing, I'm standing around, whatever, and the tournament's over. I went 2-2 in Modern. Again, games I lost, ooh, man, not drawing lands, it was not super fun, but, I went 2-2, and, we're standing around, and Zane's like by me, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, could I take a look at your deck?" And I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "I play black white tokens too," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And so I'm looking through his deck, he's looking through mine, and this is a guy who doesn't really know me, and he doesn't really know Zane, but I guess I don't know, he figured out like we were together or something. I don't know, maybe we like showed affection. I have no idea, but he knew we were together. And he looks over at Zane and he's like, did you build this deck for her? And like, I didn't realize again at the time, like, I was just so tired, I was just really not focused, like, how rude and sexist of a comment that was. And Zane says, very firmly, no, she built this deck. And it really, this was an issue that I didn't honestly think about upon having a boyfriend who is well known in this community, that people would think that the only reason that I'm good at Magic is because I'm dating someone who's also good at Magic, which is just not the case at all. I've played Magic for 3.5 years. I started dating my boyfriend a little bit ago. That doesn't make, you know, any sense. I wanted to get into competitive Magic, I think, at the start of, like, in April. I didn't know my boyfriend then. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a better Magic player because of him. Like, he helps me a lot with my deck. He helped me with my sideboard, and he helps me with, like, a couple of cards in the main board, but, like, I had basically all of the cards in my main board really before. Like, he helped me figure out kind of, like, discard spells and stuff like that, like, but I was the person who ultimately settled on doing, like, 3 Inquisitions and 2 Thoughtseizes. Like, I was the person who made, like, those decisions, so it's, like, really, at the end of the day, I mean, he helped me deck build a little bit, but not really so much. The sideboard was what he really helped me with. And now I know how to sideboard, you know, because of that. And yeah, it was just, I don't know, like, the whole attitude behind it. It's like, I don't want people there thinking that, you know? I don't want people thinking that, like, well, you know, the only reason that this girl's good is because of, you know, her boyfriend. And it's like, I'm my own player, and yeah, he's helped me, but that doesn't mean that, like, I am him, or I'm only good because of him. It's helped me, but that's not the only reason. But yeah, just the whole, like, attitude towards some people in the game is just really negative, and it's like, I'm really just not about negative energy, and I just don't want that, like, in my life, and I don't want that in Magic. And I don't know, there's just, those are a couple of, like, my things. Those were a couple, like, stories that I had. And yeah, I don't really know what else I was going with this. I don't know if I was gonna say anything else. I didn't really plan at all what I was gonna say, so but yeah, I'd really like to hear your feedback on this whole thing, this whole just attitude type of thing. Like, have you had what situations have you had where people have been, like, rude to you, and how did you handle it and stuff like that? And I had a really weird dream last night, actually, where I had like some people, I don't know, just do weird things in my dream, and I had to, like, call judges, and it was really weird. And I think, like, that's something that I do need to get kind of, like, better at, is, like, kind of knowing, like, when to call a judge when there's an issue. Like, and I'm not talking about, like, a rules issue, I'm talking about, like, when a player is like that, you know, and, like, I kind of need to figure out, like, when that's sort of, like, acceptable. And yeah, but I'd like to hear your feedback on all this stuff. I mean, especially the whole, like, you know, sexist thing and stuff like that. I mean, like, it's very difficult to see when you're a guy, and I understand that, but it's like, you know, if you're a girl who plays, like, what have you ever had that? And the thing is that I'm not gonna lie, after playing Magic for so long, that was probably the first time I ever bluntly noticed it. Like, I ever was like, wow, like, this person said a very, very blatant comment towards me. Or it wasn't even towards me, it was towards him. Like, he didn't even address it to me. He addressed it to Zane, and, like, it was just pretty rude. But whatever. I mean, it's like, I'm just gonna brush it off. Like, if anyone honestly thinks that, like, Zane builds my deck, hey, whatever. He didn't. Like, he doesn't build my Magic decks. Like, that's just not the reality. And last I checked, there's nothing wrong with getting feedback from other people. There's nothing wrong with looking at other people's deck lists online. I don't understand why that's an issue, so it's whatever. It's not something that I'm really gonna be too worried about or too concerned about, because it's like, I kind of care what people think there, but at the same time I really don't, because it's like, I know a good percentage of the people there, and they know that Zane and I are dating, and, like, I don't know what they think, but there's nothing I can really do about it. Like, okay, if you've ever seen Orange is the New Black before, we're gonna make an Orange is the New Black reference. When Red doesn't make the food and she's using all of like that gross like processed food, and she like shouts to everyone like she didn't make the food. Yeah, that's... If you haven't seen Orange is the New Black, you really should. It's a great show. But anyways, I can't do that. Moral of the story is I can't scream to everyone, hey, by the way, my boyfriend doesn't build my decks for me. You know, I can't, I mean, I could do something like that. I'm not going to. But people are going to think what they want, and I just want to be established as my own player, and I want to be, like, you know, my own person. Okay. Alright, this video was 100% all over the place. I'm sorry, I keep thinking about my title because I just have no idea what I'm going to call this video, but yeah, this is just kind of me. Maybe I'll just do, like, a series type of thing where I just, like, talk to you guys about, like, my experiences and, like, talk to you guys about stories. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know. I think that's what I'm probably going to do with this video. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about that. It's just kind of doing some, like, hey, let's just, like, talk. Like, let's not really have a structure or anything like that. Wow, I just came up with that on the spot. That's pretty good. Alright guys, I'll talk to you in my next video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you later. Bye!